Why hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Thursday, November 7th, 2024. I am joined by Mr. Cat in a compromising position. Hey Ollie. Ollie's cleaning. He's cleaning. Need groomies. Hey Mr. Cat. How's Ollie? How is he doing? Yeah. Comfies. Cozies. Happy. Groomy. Yes. Aw. Hey, Claws. Watch it. You're scritchies. You're scritching. Anyway, hi. Hello. And welcome. So, how are things? Kinda Haven't felt great past couple of days, but we will survive. We will get over it. Everything will be fine in the long term. Apparently it's time to run and kick everything off of my desk. Alright, Mr. Cat, since you're no longer here. Yesterday, I developed a new 3D print item. A new display type. This is a tiered display stand for PSP UMDs, for loose PSP UMDs. Now I have a tray, a storage tray version of this that I sell, but I didn't quite have a display wall for this yet. So I went ahead and I designed a display wall for this that's similar to what I have up there and right back there. This one holds 9. There is a bit of overlap. I only have the one UMD. I only own the one, technically, right now. So you'll have to take my word for it. It covers about half of, well, at least the bottom section of the one above it. And when it's on the top, it of course extends the display above. And now you can imagine if there's 3 of these, you'll have these little rounded tops to this, and it does make it taller of an object overall when it is holding things, because I don't have the full back support on this, but it doesn't need it because I have it secured by the sides. This is roughly based around the slot design that I use for the storage tray. This particular one, I can't sell this specific print of this because I had to redo the slots because yeah, you probably can't tell, but if the thing ever does decide to focus, that little hole that's in there is off center. That yeah, you can see the sides there is off center. What I have it designed for is to match the curves on the edges, on the corners, but because I don't want to have this stair-step curve the whole way in order to save time, I cut out most of it, and I had little rounded fillets in there to make it an oval cutout on the original, but yeah, this is not centered. And for whatever reason, in the program that I'm using, FreeCAD, it simply would not let me make it centered and have the fillets as they were. It would error on the fillets. I still don't exactly know why, because it doesn't actually tell you what the problem is. ever, and why it can't calculate the fillets, but I ended up changing it so they're slightly different in look, but it did make the whole centered in the end, and that's what I will sell. But this, at least I got the pictures for the listings. It is listed. I have a 3x3. I have one that's 4 wide and 3 tall. I have the 4 wide, 4 tall, and I have a 4 wide, 5 tall as options for this little loose UMD display. Yeah, they're not particularly cheap because they do take a while to print. I've done what I can to reduce the time and amount of plastic that it uses, but still, I think that this 3x3 is like listed at $18 with free shipping. Keep that in mind, that you have to deduct the cost of shipping from like how much I see. In fact, I did a calculation recently about how much I see for a realistic sale, because yeah, on eBay I had negative review, but not negative, a neutral review come in. My first ever not positive review on the eBay platform. It was neutral, it does not count against me, but they complained about the item being expensive. They said that the item does what it's supposed to do. This was for a Sega Genesis cartridge storage tray in 10 slots. At the time that they made the purchase, that item was $15, which was the same price for 2 other orders they made for my 20-slot UMD trays, which are smaller. Yes, you get more slots, but you know, these things are much smaller than a Sega Genesis game cartridge. And those were $15. They gladly gave positive feedback for those, but for this one, for the Genesis tray, they just said it was neutral feedback and it was expensive. For their $15 sale, I made a grand total of, I have this in my notes, $4.71. They paid $15.90. This was a sale on eBay. So they paid $15.90, 90 cents with sales tax. The transaction fee is based off of the total paid of $15.90, so that, yes, eBay absolutely charges fees on sales tax, which should be illegal, but apparently not. Transaction fee on eBay is 13.25% of the total paid, plus a flat 40-cent fee on sales over $10. For sales that are above 10. That is their fee. So the fee for that order was $2.51. Shipping was $4.38. Because my listings are listed as free shipping, so that comes out of the sale price. So $4.38 for shipping. And then eBay promoted listings. I had at the time a dynamic ad rate of up to, I think at that moment in time, like 16%. It was 11.7 that day, which was $1.86. Now, I made $6.25 after all of that, but I used 92 cents worth of filament. I used a box that cost 53 cents, a sheet of packing paper that was 7 cents, a thermal printing label that was 2 cents. So the actual amount that I made was $4.71 on that order of $15.90. So, is it expensive for what it is? Maybe. Can it be cheaper? Not without a bunch of changes. So, I have since changed it. Yes, I have reduced the price to 13.5. Oh yeah, and then of course before like labor time. That's before time considerations. It takes about an hour and a half to print that item, all things considered. And then there's my time of setting up the printer, post-processing the printed item, packaging the item, and shipping the item. My estimate for that is another 30 minutes. So even if we just consider my time of 30 minutes, I made $4.71 for 30 minutes, which is, $9.42 an hour. Okay-ish. Okay-ish. The printer's worth per hour was $3.14. By the way, I needed to address the issue of the eBay Promoted Listings program percentage. It's too much, so I reduced that. In fact, I've actually reduced it down to 3%, and we'll see how that works out. But I was able to reduce the price because of that by about 10% on that specific item, and a few other items as well overall. But yeah, I have to consider all of the potential maximum costs associated with the sale, and that includes advertising. So yeah, prices are what they need to be to actually make anything off of the sales. And also need a little bit of padding for running sales. Yeah, there's this particular sale that's going to be happening. There's this particular time of year known as Black Friday coming up this month, and the online version being Cyber Monday. It's no longer Cyber Monday. It's actually no longer Cyber Week. It's a cyber sale. On the Etsy platform, it will run from November 18th to December 4th. Or to December 4th. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. I have a sale that will be part of that program. It will not be as good as what I offer you, viewers, through the coupon codes that I have in the description, and I hope the panels as well on Twitch below the video. The viewership one for the 30% off orders of $15 or more is my best discount and will always be my best discount. And it will not match, this coming sale will not match, but it will be closer. And it will be better than the other discount code that was 15% for all orders. It's more than 15% for all orders, but less than 30%. So, look forward to that happening. We'll see how my sales are in the time leading up to it, though. I kind of need to have sales in the time leading up to it, but I'll leave me to worry about that. Anyway, any hoozles. Let's play the game. Let's get into Shapez 2 and start talking about Shapez 2. I will need to hit play and go to this one. So, what have we been up to? What I have up here, by the way, this little thing. This is a slot. This is a slot of my storage tray. Exactly. It's just the one slot of it. I very briefly listed this for sale, but I stopped that quite quickly. It's not worth the price I would have to list it at least not for one. I would have to have a set of them for sale, because I I don't really make anything on items listed at $10 with free shipping or less. So it has to be like at least 10 to make anything on those sales. Okay. Last time we spent a lot of time discussing make anything machines. Specifically, make anything machines that can make any of the random operator goals. So the randomized operator goals, especially the second one here that has crystals. We talked about production of that, and that is, frankly, the easiest make anything machine that you can make. And mine is massive and makes 1 belt of output. It is massive. It makes 1 belt of output. Now, one of the reasons why it's so massive is because I wanted it to be readable. As in, I was in the process of working through the logic of this machine, so I have a lot of extra spacing so that I know what the hell is going on when I look at it. It is not built to be compact because I want it to be readable. And I want to be able to clearly see. Speaking of which, I need to copy that code. Come down here, configure, paste the new object, and that will be made next. See, now we're rejecting what we've already made. Oh, interesting. Huh. It already has a bit of, it has a bit of contamination there. That's kind of odd. Don't know how that happened. How did this... Huh. Interesting. I also figured out what the issue was that I pointed out last time, where we determined, or at least where I noticed that if I looked at my painters and crystallizers, I would get the full throughput, but if I wasn't looking at the painters or crystallizers, I wouldn't get the full throughput. As it turns out, there is a bug. It does not happen to be with the crystallizers or the painters. It is with these. There is a bug with the pipe gates. Pipe gates will not provide the full throughput unless you are unless they are active. You have to be near these for them to actually work full stop at their full throughput. If you're not looking at these pumps or at these pipe gates, they don't actually operate at 1800 liters per minute. This is a known bug. It is apparently fixed for the next update that will happen. Unfortunately, the next update is not going to happen within the lifespan of this particular playthrough. Quite possibly. At least I don't think it's going to be lasting that long. So what is this new shape? It does have that full star. There's actually no crystals on this at all. In fact, there's no crystals on any of these, actually. But, yeah. Just an interesting thing to note. And this will take a very long time to clean out. Okay. That being said, on the Discord, in the Blueprints section, is this thing. let me pull up the name of this person. This is the 4-lane cross-mam on one 3x3 platform by Rue. R-U. This, of course, does 1 layer. This does 4 belts of 1 layer. And for Insane, you put 5 of them down like that. And it will make 5-layer objects. It will make 4 belts of 5-layer objects. With all of the same limits that this has, that I built. So this is the version I built that can only do exact matches of all of the random operator levels, level 2 randomized goals. This only does the random goals for level 2, but it makes 4 belts of it. My stuff only makes 1. So this makes 1. This makes 4. Of course, this looks a lot larger because of all of this infrastructure. This still needs a bunch of infrastructure, so what it really should be compared to is this versus that. So that section versus this section. I'll note as well that this also has very specific requirements for its inputs. It absolutely matters which color is where and like which items are coming in on each tier for the trains, because this brings in different items on each tier of the train wagons, both items and fluids. Oh, and you kind of have to set a channel somewhere else, I believe, because this receives the green channel, so I think it assumes that you are going to put whatever you need to transmit on the green channel. But just looking at this, I just wanted to try to understand what's going on here, bearing in mind that each one of these units makes 1 layer, makes 4 belts of 1 layer. So it's like, okay, what are they doing? How are they doing what they're doing to make the stuff? So compactly. Also, the color mixing is in here for both painting and for crystallizing. So all of this color mixing is pretty self-explanatory. My thoughts are, okay, what are we looking at here? We're looking at gates with a signal producer. So this outputs the thing. It gives me an unstacker. So this is a layer check. This is an initial layer check. Also, I want to note that there is a pass-through here. And somehow it's also there has to be some sort of a determination here as to which is which layer. So it's it has to determine as you have these next to each other and as it activates this line here. slash that line there, maybe, depending on the object. It needs to know what the other, like, that there are others next to it, and pass on ways of detecting how many additional layers there are. So it's like, okay, that's freaky, actually, that it can do that, but okay. It has... Let's see, this set I think is determining like how many layers there are to the object. Layers? Quadrants. Is this checking quadrants or layers? So it takes in the object, it unstacks, it sends the stack info. Oh right, this is the top. Oh, there's nothing active on green. Let me put something active on green. Because I'm transmitting on red. So let's see here. Now it's getting an input across the board. You can see there's the intended output. So what's happening here? What are you checking against? Ah. Uh-huh. So this up here is part of the current active layer check. It's checking if there's a signal being sent down. And is it like adding one on here? Ah, it's sending a 1. Yeah, this null, it's checking for equal to null. Because this is null right now, it's taking it makes this active. It makes this true. It passes on this layer into the logic of the system. So we know that this is the initial layer that's been unstacked. Wait, it says it unstacks the top layer. What are we... Oh no, this is the top layer, excuse me, this is the top. So it's gonna process the top layer, and it knows it's the top layer. It sends it up to this gate. This gate gets... Because this was null, because this was initially null, since there's nothing coming in here through this receiver line, because it's inactive, the 1 producer is true, because this is a 1 and 1 equals 1, so that activates a 1 on this signal line that gets transmitted to the neighboring line. So this wire has a 1 active, and it's going to come down here and it's going to activate this next one, this one that's 1. So now this 1 is active, and it's going to come over, and it's going to activate this gate. This gate is activated, so it passes on the result of the next unstack layer. Simultaneously, it activates this gate with 2. But how is it... How does it go from a 1? Oh, because this is producing 2. Right. It's checking if this is active and passing the 2 on the line. So when this was 1, it was passing 1 on the line. Now it's passing 2 on the line, a value of 2. And that moves to the next block in the line. So now we have a 2 coming in here. So we're checking if it's 2 here, and then the 2 passes on. And when 2 is active, it passes a 3 to the next one over, and then this one will pass a 4 on over to here. And we start with 0, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a 5-layer object. So that's how this works from Rue, in terms of knowing which layer is which and how many layers there are, and how it's passing the signal to each factory in here. Alright, so then how does it work? So what do we have? We have a simulated stacker here, and unstacker. So it's stacking itself on itself, and then unstacks itself. This is a check if it's a crystal. I see. So this is simultaneously a crystal and a pin check. Or if it's not a crystal or a pin. Or a pinned object. I don't know why it has to do all of this mess. And why it's doing another simulated stack over there. There might be some stuff that it doesn't need to have. Huh. Well, this takes the layer itself and then processes the layer. Are we repeating ourselves? And why are we simulating painted objects? Do we really need to simulate the painting of the object? When it outputs the color, I guess it's a bit more efficient to transmit the wire of the painted color of the shape to do comparisons versus the output result. But isn't this also a crystal check? This is also a crystal check. Huh. Little funky. Regardless, we're going to do some work on these guys now. Yeah, we're gonna work on these guys now. I'm not gonna bother with setting this up yet, because, yeah, this is a little bit more efficient than that. When this makes 4 belts, and that makes 1. It's like, this is what I made. This is what someone with a lot more time on their hands was able to make. Yeah, I really have no interest in going through the effort of something like this, miniaturization of stuff. Because, as you can tell, it's a little difficult to read by sight what exactly is going on in here and how all the stuff is routed. Like, I cannot imagine the sheer hell of trying to bug fix this when building it. If I was to try to build something like this from scratch, if something's wrong in here, how in the living hell do you find it? With my build here, because I'm much more spread out, I'm not using all 3 layers in particular. The only time I really do is running belts. When it comes to the actual logic and the actual factories, they exist in their own separate locations. All of the logic is on the top, generally. Small exceptions where I need to actually have a layer above it for wire output, but I generally keep everything spread so that it's easier for me to read it. And I can see what's going on. And if there's an error, I can clearly see where the error is, at least somewhat more clearly. But yeah, that does come at the cost of it taking a lot more space, so that I can see what's going on. And I think that's also important, is being able to see what's going on and register where there's errors and be able to fix them when they crop up. So I am okay with this existing as it is with all the amount of space that it's using, because I can see what's going on. Something like this, a little black box on a platform, basically, it's really hard to tell what's going on. And yeah, sure, it does, what's the word? It abstracts the process, but you can't really learn much from it because it's a bit too much of an abstraction by having it as everything in one unit. If it was split across multiple foundations and everything was like clearly labeled what it does, that would be great. I would love to have something like that, where it like clearly labels, okay, this is for this logic, this is for this logic, this is for this logic, but all we get is that. We are compact, connectable, we make crystals, and it's for the random operator, whatever's. Don't know what S is referring to there. Anyway, where am I making this stuff? That's a good question. Is it all here? Is this it? That's not crystals. That's that. What about you? Is it you? I think it's you. Yeah, it's you. Okay. So I had the initial set here, and the second set here. So there are some things that I wanted to test. think I will need to do a bit of shenaniganery, but I think one thing is I wanted to look at some of these swapper outputs. So a notable thing is that shape is this bottom 3 layers. The question then becomes, can I use this output for anything? I don't think so. Oh, that's done. Make that thing. So it's like pretty much as anticipated here for this logic. What I need to do then, so it's for this guy here. I also need to figure out this one, because definitely layer 1 is kind of based off of this. But I'm thinking there's some other crystal shenanigans that need to happen. It's probably based off of this guy, off of these. So let me... I'm noticing that layer 1s here are not the same. If this layer 1 was painted cyan, that's how I can get the alternate stuff, but the issue becomes, how am I getting those gaps? But I guess technically I should be looking at the layer 3 from this. So... Oh, interesting. Those are those actually the same? They are the same, just flipped in rotation. Interesting. So just to note that this layer 1, if that was cyan and if that was magenta, it would be correct. So if all of that layer 1 was magenta and if all of that layer 1 was cyan, it would be fine. But the layer 3 there, I need the magenta circle and a cyan square. So that means painting what is currently layer 2. Oh, actually, no, this does not. That was not the same thing. What? Oh, I must have been looking at the wrong output here. That's the one. So that layer 2, if it's cyan magenta, that matches layer 3. Layer 4... is non-objects, is crystals, and layer 5 is those 2 empties. I really have no idea how to get empties like that on layer 5. I've got no clue. I have 0 ideas on that one. I do have an idea. It has to be a 3... It has to be a triple sacrificial shape. You have to like have both sides have just 1/4 of the white. And it's the same below for layer 2. It's like you have just the 1/4 purple and the 1/4 cyan, and that outputs the intended thing. So yeah, I think we could do this modifying these for this top one, and for the bottom one, we modified this to get to here. Because this is already layers 1, 2, and 3 of this. So we just need layer 4 on here. No, this is the 3-piece. Huh. I don't think I need any edits from this. The downside, though, is because of how this is working. The other side is incorrect. So the question is, can I modify it so that I output the intended thing on both, and I don't lose anything? While also maintaining handedness. That will be the hardest part, is maintaining handedness. Because the result from this would be mirrored. Now, fortunately, because this is white that isn't connected, it could continue to be swapped, but no, I think that no matter what, I'm going to end up with garbage here. Okay, well, that means that it is absolutely in my best interest to probably rebuild a lot of this. But because I will be lazy, and since this one only needs 50k and then I can just delete everything, I'll make do with what I've built for this, which is the intention, but it is going to be a right pain in the ass. Now let's do layer 2. And the other part is, do I even have enough of these? And I'll live with 2 belts of throughput. I don't think I can bring myself to care. Now that's a good point. Oh yeah. If I just put the opposite cornered ones on each side, run everything through that. They would swap into each other without breaking. The question becomes, can I fix the handedness of the other output? Because right now, what I would have to do, if I wanted both to be output, outside of this adding layer 4, is that I would have to adjust the layer 1 of each side and the layer 3 of this side to be slightly different. Oh yeah, and yeah, so the layer 1 of both need to be different, and the layer 1 and the layer 3 of this right-hand one needs to be different. Yeah, so the layer 3 needs to have a square on the left side, and the layer 1 needs to have a diamond to the right here. And what we would end up here with is having that layer 1 diamond in cyan, and the layer 3 square, and the layer 1 square here. So let me finagle that out. Yeah, so you need this shape. For that layer 1. Which actually simplifies things a bit. Then over here, this layer 1, this thing needs to change to this thing. And this thing. Yeah, they both need to be that, so... pretty much all of that goes away. If it wasn't clear, I'm gonna have to, like, redo the bulk of this, because I have to somehow fit 4 of this guy in. Whatever. Okay. Clear everything. Right, no previews until they reach the colors. I think what I've done is correct. Opposite corners. Oh, that's the, that's checkerboarding, not opposite corners. Da 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 da. That's the one. And I'm thinking to get this bear on both, I actually do need to break a crystal. Maybe. Alright, so that actually needs to get stacked. Oh, that's only 4. Yeah, I need 2 of it. Alright, let me have a look at... excuse me. The what? So theoretically, these are mirrored. Oh no. Oh yes, 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 they are. Absolutely mirrored. So, question is, since I know that this is the intended result, what cutting methodology swaps then how do I swap back into place again? Like that. So you swap back into place like that, but clearly I haven't done this in a while, so let me think about this. I mean, no, this will not do the thing. Am I cutting on the wrong axis? This seems very inefficient, but it will work. Oh. Huh. Yeah, that's a problem. I can't do that cut because there's a gap that I need to maintain. Yeah, so I can't cut them again. I have to figure out this swapping. Alright, what am I doing here? 90 counterclockwise on both. Oh wow, there's certain swapping that's killing the gap as well. Interesting. Yeah, that kills the gap. That kills the gap. Wow. Okay. So is it actually impossible then? That would suck if I'm just always not going to have a result that I can actually use from this. Because this is the intended result. This is a mirror of the intended result. I need to have the purple circle to the right of the square, and as you can see, that purple circle is to the left of the square. And then the other thing I have to avoid would be putting the top crystals next to each other, because I won't be able to swap them if that happens. I think that this does that. And didn't I say I need the circle to the right? So I just ended up with the exact same thing that I started with. I lost the gaps. It gave me the layer one, but I lost the gaps in the process. Alright, well, screw it. I'm not gonna bother. I'll leave it as it is, but I'm just not gonna bother. It'll just be 2 bells of output. I'm sorry, but I don't want to take that time. Just don't wanna do it. And yeah, that kind of just means I only need the... Maybe not. I do need all of it. Anyway, stacking. And I have to crystallize white. Actually... This'll do. The issue being, well, white is here. And here. And I need to get 2 pipes each. Crystallizers. Yeah. Here. There we go. Sigh. Same as here, as the other side. Figure out which route I'm going to take. I think it's going to be here. Through here. No, through here and here. Oh. Duh. Grab everything, please. Okay, now why are there question marks? This is all send and this is all receive. Oh, it doesn't... No, it's absolutely all send receive. It's odd. Just because one is a belt and one is a pipe shouldn't really matter, I would think. Well, that one's easy. And that one's easy. Okay. Ta-da! Alright, so then the swappers. Oh. I'm actually realizing I am going to have 4 belts of output. Whoopsies. Okay, sanity check. That versus that. Sure looks the hell like it to me, huh? I don't know about you, but that looks like the thing. And it's actually 4 belts of the thing, so... Huzzah. Now we just gotta... bring that to the train! Oh. Ta-da! That's the easy part. That's the easy one. That one, yeah. That one easy. So very easy. This one not so much. Yeah, this one not as much. Yeah. I think I'm gonna work through this from scratch. Because it's pretty clear it needs breaking. It must have crystal breaking. We are halfway through today's stream. Not you, you. Okay, so layer 4 get. That's a way of making the layer 4 here, although layer 4 is actually so much easier than this. Doing it as halves. Doing it as quarters. Doing it as diagonals. Huh. Doing it as diagonals that swap into each other. So the diagonal here is easy enough to make these two pieces in place. And by having them be diagonal, I can do swapping without them breaking. Hell, I can cut them and then use the cut to put into place, swap into place with the other side. The issue with the other side is I need to ensure that these holes here are from breaking a yellow crystal, and I have to make sure that it doesn't fall in that process. Right, if I swap the order of operations, it will fall. Huh. So I can't do it by quarters. I have to make it by halves and then swap the halves into each other, which I'm still not exactly certain how to get the bare quarters up there. Like bare white quarters. So what I'm thinking is the following. If I'm just trying to make this left side, we're going to need trash on the right side. The trash is going to have an empty spot on its layer 2 on the bottom, so that the breaking crystal, whatever color is used for the breaking crystal, goes across here, so that when it swaps, that breaks and forms this gap. Yeah? And ideally what we're swapping into is just this magenta crystal here with the cyan one staying. And on the intended side, well, how am I going to get the cyan crystal? If I crystallize yellow, how do I get a cyan up there? If there's a gap. Well, that means there can't be a gap. So what I'm actually going to be making is each quadrant to swap to its north-south pair, and then you swap the two together. Let me play around with that concept for a bit. In fact, I'm going to remove everything. Okay. So the top left, we'll need to make sure that its trash on the edges includes a layer 5 yellow crystal across the top. I need to make sure that there is a layer 5 crystal on it for this top left. Top left needs a layer 5 yellow, or, trash crystal that extends into the trash across the intended part, as does the bottom right. As does the bottom right. And that's so that the top layer trash works out. Again, the problem is, how do I get this so that this doesn't fall when that crystal breaks? How does this not fall when the crystal breaks to form that gap? If I break it while maintaining trash in this quadrant. While adding put trash back to this quadrant. so that at no point will it ever be without a partner on layer 3/4, 5, whatever. Okay, I think I got this. I think I understand how I want to go about this. So, it's just a matter of remembering the going about this aspect. This isn't being made. What happened? Oh. What? What happened here? Oh, come on, you. I thought I caught that across the board. See how easy it is to spot those problems. Let's have one more look. Connected. You and you and you and you all connected. You. Yes, you're good. That. And that. Yes, all connected. 2, 3. Just holding shift, by the way. Makes it go fast. Okay. You. Okay. Now, how do I want to do the actual painted pieces? How many painted shapes are there? 3 cyan and 3 magenta? And since I'm gonna have to cut them all up anyway, let's just make them, paint them, and cut them. So I'm gonna need half circle, half square. Swappers. Just a normal swapper. Rotation. Just be consistent. And yeah, there's extra on a corner. I don't particularly care. The other for the cyan needs the gear and a circle and a square. Gear, circle, and square. Oops. Yeah, so remember I have other inputs over here too, so I can work with both. Oh, is this giving me mirrors? Sure looks like it. I don't think it matters, because I'm going to be cutting it up into pieces anyway. It just all needs to be cyans. But I will need to separate them. That's the cyans, that's the magentas. Painting. Okay, that gives me workable pieces. Now to think about the trash. Oh boy. Do I want to bring, like, dedicated trash in? Something that I know is always going to be trash. I think so. Alright, how am I going to form the trash for each quad? So my idea here is that I'm going to form each quad with trash and use some creative swapping of the trash to maintain the gaps once they're made. But I also have to make sure that the trash is built in such a way that I have, like, extra bits where I need extra bits, so that crystals that need to break are able to break, basically. In this case, in making the top left quadrant, I need to make sure that the top left quadrant, among the triple trash that it has on it, that the topmost layer has a yellow crystal that is 2, that is left, right, the top section. So that when I swap in the other white quadrants, that crystal can break. I want that crystal to break when swapping in the white. Do I, though? Do I need it to exist? Actually, if this is how I'm doing it? If I'm doing it as triple quads, do I even need that? No, actually. I do not actually need it that way. Alright then. That works. When I create this side, though, what I'll need to be mindful of is when I do this, I cannot cut here first. I have to swap this way first. So I have to make sure that the swapper is swapping along this axis as its first swap, so that I get this section on this section with its yellow. I can't do that though, because it breaks all connected crystals when it breaks, not just the yellow. It would break everything when I slice it. Okay. So I'll need this to be trash. Break the crystal here with this being trash. But I'll need this to still be trash when it brings in its place. It will still need to be trash. So that when I cut this axis, this stays with a piece on layer 3 to hold everything in place. Oh boy, this is gonna be so fun! And it's not gonna be finished today. Just FYI. Also, we have all of the... Oh, we now have all of the research. Thanks. So the trash... I'm just going to think of top left quadrant first. I need 3 pieces of 4 layers tall. Oh, and it needs to be done sequentially. Right. I need a 2-layer piece that goes through the cyan crystallizer, and then a 3 and 4 that can go through magenta. I can do those 2 magenta layers in one pass. Oh, and this is gonna use so much ink, so much paint. So much paint. Okay. Let's stack first. For the trash. I felt the sneeze coming, and then it just went poof. It just puffed out. The sneeze puffed out on me. Alright, then cut a quadrant out. No. There's a much easier way. It actually only needs 3. Yeah, where's my cheat sheet? I need a cheat sheet, I think. Hold on. Where are you? Yeah, there it is. There it be. Oh wait, no, you're not the one. Yes, you are. You are the one. So cut one of them. Rotate. If I want to maintain proper shenaniganery. Hey, go down. See? It's three-piece trash. It's three-piece trash. I just need to make sure that it's all rotated so that the gap is in the exact same spot, and ideally in the spot that I'm gonna be working with here. For this one. So that's 2 layers of three-piece trash. I also need another 2 to stack on top to make this thing. So if you liked it once, let's try it twice. With the key exception that I think I need to tighten this up a bit. That's better. So that was 6. That's the other 6. That's all of the thing. That's the full output of that. Oh well. Okay. So now we have to get all of that to where I'm going to be processing this quadrant. To that end, I'm probably going to relocate some of this a little further away, but we'll see. So this quadrant at the beginning, I'm going to need a semicircle. I need to cut quads. What? Oh. Hey, that's finished. Number next. That's better. Now it's going to give me a consistent output on each thing, even though it's going to be the exact reverse on the top and bottom. Welp. Because of course it is. Tell you what. Where is it easier? Wait, what? Why did I just... Why did I... fails so hard. Duh. Like A. That's easier. But the catch is that in order to prevent this issue, I have to modify one side, either the top or the bottom. To that end, I'm gonna have to add extra space, or don't care about it. Autosave is autosaving. Yeah, the bigger issue is the getting everything out part. Oh yeah, and I guess there's some potential contamination. Oh yeah, and one of these needs to be deleted from the face of existence. I think I have an extra square? Yeah, I have an extra square, so the squares are actually getting trashed. I think that's lovely. We don't need to launch layer 3. That's not necessary. Now I do need to like make sure that there's no contamination anywhere though. Alright. Next. I guess this is kinda useless in its current position. Don't know if I want to bring anything like backwards off of layer 3 to get up there. At the very least, it's not useful for this part. Maybe I'll make trash? I don't know. We'll see. What I do know is that for now, I'm doing this top left quad, because that's easy. Easy-ish, anyway. I have to ask myself, do I want this top left quad to be made in here? Kinda looks like I'm gonna be doing that. Better yet, would I rather that? Would I rather all of this stuff get cut and pasted that way? Yeah. That makes this a lot more accessible. Nice, beautiful, accessible space. What? Okay. Stacking. I don't want to move it over. Nah. Whoops, don't want layer 3. Ah! Oh, come on. There. There we go. With the key exception that that's not rotated correctly. It's actually not rotated correctly here. That's annoying. There we go. Clean that up. Okay. Then I need crystallizers. With another set of stacking after. So these crystallizers need to be magenta first. Okay, magenta. Need 2. Guess I'll try to sneak it up here. Oh, and I just, swap that to layer 3 for that initial painting. Huh. There we go. Okay, so that gives me that crystal on layer 2, and then by doing this stacking, I now need to bring in more crystallizers. This time oriented that way. And this needs to be magenta. Gotta go in there. That way. Nice and convenient spacing. Okay. So now I've made that. I just play a little. You absolutely can have it go into a cutter as long as you're not cutting the crystal. Okay. That's one piece of 4. Yeah, I think I need to embiggen a bit. I think I may need more space. Oh yes, and it doesn't run. Because of all that stuff not moving simultaneously. If I'm cutting it like this, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? If I'm doing this level of cutting into quads, why would I do this? Hold up. I can absolutely avoid this situation in its entirety. Jeez, why am I such a dummy? I don't need to do this in this way. I still need the cutters, yes. The issue is the inputs don't need to be that. Because I don't need to do any of this. At all. In fact, I only need the one square and 2 circles. Let's, and then hello, Mr. Cat. Oh, he wants to nuzzles. Ollie Cat is here and he wants to nuzzles into my hand. Hello, Ollie Cat. Come on, baby. The baby. The Ollie Cat. Mr. Ollie Cat. I don't have Dolly Cat today. I just have Ollie Cat. He's here. He's come to visit. Up on the desk. Yeah, could you not be on my stuff, please? Hey, that's my phone. You're on top of my phone. What was the output? It was that bottom left, I thought. That was the one that was the consistent thing that I was doing. Yeah. I know I just basically rebuilt what I already had for my blueprint, but, whatever. So the key, though, here. Sneeze? Sneezy kitty. The key here, though, is, the what? Why was there contamination? I don't know. Key is that this will always move now into here because it's all pulling from one belt of circles. Yeah, that's a much more intelligent way of doing things. Sort of like over here where I've done this, where, yeah, same exact thing. Where I only need 3 pieces, and it only needs to be a gear, a square, and a circle. Meaning I need none of that, none of this. I just need to have a gear, a square, and a circle. Oh, the tasks. I'm supposed to be making that as something else broken now? Now what's the problem? Now what's a problem? Alright, so up here we have... That's not correct. What's going on here? Oh, it needs to be that. But, and it's outputting something, at the least. Alright, so then why is this not giving me the single thing? Didn't I check already? Oh my god. Seriously? I continue to find more things with my Make Anything machine that are buggy. that are not intentional bugs that I am slowly fixing. And you can see how easy it is for me to see them because I've built it in the way that I built it with all this space. Because it uses more space, I can more clearly see what's happening than something like this that you just find on the Discord. You know? I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, this is fantastic, but it's a black box. It's very difficult to understand what's going on in here. But yes, for compactness, fine. I would still like more labels as to exactly what's happening in here, because I would like to just, learn what it's doing and why what it's doing is working. Anyway, yeah. Now we have that, and that, and that. Which is far more ideal. Hey you, what are you doing? Ollie cat? What are you doing? You're sniffy? Sniffies? Why are you sniffies? Why are you digging? He's burrowing. He's burrowing. Underneath he's underneath. Yeah? Is that a good spot? I guess that's a good spot for Mr. Cat, huh? He's comfies. Yeah? You comfy? Yes, no, maybe. Trying to get comfy? Trying to explore? Are you gonna fall over? I think you're gonna fall over. I think you're gonna fall over. Well, we now not only need to make this, so we don't need this anymore. Even if I thought that this could be used as a way of getting into the other shape, I don't think I want to use it in that way. And there is this concept. Get back over there, you. Goodbye, trains. Alright, now everything is here. Okay. Top section. Hey, it's a cutie. You ended up mostly uncovered, though, Mr. Cat. You've ended up mostly uncovered. But I guess you're comfy now? Do you like that feeling on your back? Yes, I know. I'll leave you alone, Mr. Flicky. Pale Flicky. The bottom right quadrant. Okay. This is where things will get a little bit more spicy. Little bit more spicy. Just a smidgen of extra spice. So for this one, the trash needs to be done a slight bit differently. A slight bit differently. It also needs to be done in stages. So this bottom left quadrant, if I'm building this, the top section, all trash on the top, 5 layers of it total. But I need to have a gap here, which means I need to break a crystal. So I need to have a crystal here that is something I will break. And because I have different colored crystals above it, I need to ensure that I have a crystal on the bottom that is completely sacrificial. It could be some other color. In fact, I will prefer it to be some other color. Could just be a normal color, but I have colors brought in, like yellow, that I can use for this, so I will use yellow for this purpose, just because it's here, despite it being inefficient to do so. It'll have to go across on layer 2. I then have to, stack trash for layer 3 and 4. Yeah, so I need like a 2-layer, 2-piece top, and 1-piece bottom. So I need a 3, a 2, and then 2 more 3s. So kinda like this, just a little bit different. In that it does need to be modified. A smidge on one of these. Let's go with this section. We'll modify these. I need to have a knot stacked. Yeah, I need to have a knot stacked. That's not consistently rotated. As in, it's not consistent, which is the spot with the single piece. The single layer piece. It's, of course, because it's handed. That's because it's handed. Glorious handedness. Okay, because we have handedness, I need to fix said handedness to be consistent and correct. So it needs to be the bottom right. Let me... Oh, interesting. All of that's fine. None of this is. Actually, no. I need the gap to be bottom left. You're gonna fall over. You're gonna fall off. You're like half over the gap. You're like half over the gap between the 2 desks. Oh, and I realized that part of the reason why this looks crooked is because my desk is actually at an angle. The desk is like sitting at an angle. So even though it seems like it's pointed straight at me, it's actually not pointed straight at me, since the whole table is crooked, sideways. So that is partially a reason for, the one side looking higher than the other on the back thing here. How this side looks like it's higher than this side. It's partially just because of its angle. Partially because of the angle. I think that there is some... I think there is a little bit of a height difference on the desk, one side to the other as well. Where one set of legs has settled more into the carpet than the other. He's confused now. He's so comfy. I think that all I need to do now is adjust, or is, get rid of all the trash. Alright, so these are good. These are good. But these are not. These need further manipulation. Yeah, so the issue is I need 4 of that. Yeah. Did I really do that wrong? No, that is the correct value. All right. Ta-da! Why you no go? Oh. Right. Sad. Sadness. This side must move. For other one to go. But they're all gonna be used consistently to make the same part of it, so I think that's fine. Let me just do that to help clear things out. Oh boy. So how am I gonna make this? Good question. I think I'm gonna get rid of this train station because it's in the way. And I think that, yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that down. Right, so what piece do I need here? I need the cyan gear. And that reminds me that I do need to do all of that a second time. Okay, you. And clean those belts. Thank you kindly. Oh. Well, that's sucky. Let me do a little bit of... Great. I'm gonna do little hoppies across there because I think I'm gonna need this space. So that's just to prep for bringing that down here. Yeah, though, how am I gonna get the yellow? Oh, wonderful. How am I gonna get the yellow? How am I gonna get 2 yellow? The answer is I'm not. I'm not gonna be able to get 2 yellow. Not from here. Let me add... green line. That'll send green down here, and that should offload yellow only. At least for now. Okay. Start by stacking. Start by considering the rotation of all the things. And thinking about why the hell I didn't make all this consistently rotated, and why the hell this is all rotated in that way when I needed to be the 180 from what it is. Oh, God. Yeah. Whatever. I'll just rotate 180 degrees here. Sure. Why not? That's not the correct one. Do I even want it there? I'm gonna put it there. At least for now. Okay, crystals. Need yellow crystals. I think we're just gonna work on and finish this, then end off the stream. Okay, that's gonna give me that crystal across, which is exactly what I want. I then need to stack. But of course now I need that like that way. Don't know how easy it is to get. Ugh, now I'll have to. I'll have to do that. Oh well. And then bring these guys who need to be consistently rotated because they're not consistently rotated now. Oh, and great, there's now this guy that I need to copy over. Copy that shape code. Reorient. Go back here. This spot, configure, paste. That's done. Alright, this layer 2 needs adjustment. Because everything is off kilter. I need it specifically to have its gap actually on the top. Well, I guess consistently top right. Wait a minute. Huh? Yeah, top. I guess in this case it would be the bottom. Actually, bottom left. Okay, now we're at least consistent in the rotation. It's 180 degrees off, but I've got rotators already to compensate for that. Last thing I want to do is forget that I'm already compensating for it when I fix it. Alright, and then it has to run through a magenta crystallizer from there. And that gives me 2 magenta layers in that quadrant. Okay, speaking of magenta and needing 2 of it, I need to get the 2 from this thing. Okay, and they have to come across here. Okay, that gives me this bottom left. Oh, right. Of course, there's always one more thing. There's always one more thing. It's not quite done yet because I also need the, the white on the top. Yeah, the white crystal on top. That means I will need to have another layer of trash. That is a 3-piece. A 3-piece layer of trash that is now stacked on top of this. So I need to run the stacker again. And I need white. Do I even... Yes, I do have white from you. So a 3-piece trash. I should have a line available that can make a 3-piece single layer trash. That's actually just a normal cutter. It's this. Actually. What? Oh. Huh? Oh, right. I need to, void something. We're not doing it that way. I need to... take what's on the bottom there. Void half of it. And then rotate it into position. That's it. And then rotate back to our standard. Bring that over... Oh, I need 4 of it. Right. That's 1 of it. I would need 3 more of it. Sigh. Duck. Kinda using all the outputs from that. As I said, this will end once I've finished my work on this layer. Okay. And I have to bring this into here. And only layer 3 is open. Okay, that's correct. Crystals. It's gotta be over here. Probably facing that way. Yeah. Well, it works. Oh. There's no pipe there needed. Taking a pipe. Oh, God. Okay. So, minus the... Oh. Can you spot the problem? I can spot the problem. I'm a dummy. I don't... This is not... I'm not supposed to do this part. Whoops. Yeah, that's a big oopsie. A, it's a magenta one that needs to go in there. B, this isn't the shape that I should be throwing into here because I need to put a magenta semicircle. I need to stack a magenta semicircle first. So there is another stack here first. Errors, so many errors. Autosave, autosave. There we go. Now to get those magenta circles in, and this pipeline actually needs to be cyan. Alright, so then all I have to do is hook that back up, get these circles brought over. Okay. Now, hit I through all that. Am I gonna get a preview of this output anytime soon? Probably not. There's those magenta circles. All the trash is getting redone. Great. Ah, there's the preview. So now we can see on the preview the exact thing that I wanted, which was that bottom left quadrant. That bottom left quadrant, just with the breaker crystal on it, on layer 2. God, I do hope that this works. I hope that this works. Speaking of the breaker crystal, I could break it now. I don't think that it matters. I just would need some other half trash to attach to it to break it. But anyway, with that, we have reached the end of the stream. I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been a Talking Show. If you've enjoyed today's stream, working on these milestones, please do all the social stuff down below the video. I will be back with more on Sunday to keep working on this. I hope to see you all then.